Hi, I'm Dr. Connie Stapleton, your friendly, fair, and firm psychologist. I'm going to be spending the next 10 minutes talking to you today about the magic of mindfulness. You've heard the word at least a million times in the last couple of years. Mindfulness. Be mindful. Live mindfully. Eat mindfully. Ah, yes. Well, what does mindfulness mean, really? Well, when one has questions about the meaning of something, we turn, of course, to, not the dictionary, but to Wikipedia. And Wikipedia summarily notes that mindfulness is the psychological process of bringing one's attention to experiences occurring in the present moment. In other words, being mindful means being present, focusing on what is going on right now. Paying attention to how you're thinking, how you're feeling, and what you're experiencing in the moment. So right this second, wherever you're at, what are you aware of around you? Are you warm? Are you cold? Are you just right? How's your chair? Too hard? Too soft? Just right? Sounds like an episode of The Three Bears, doesn't it? What's on your mind? What are you thinking about? Are you focusing on what you're listening to and watching? Or is your mind wandering? Are you aware of how you're feeling? Are you happy, relaxed, scared, anxious? An important aspect of mindfulness is not to judge, just be aware. So, if you realize, for example, you're feeling anxious, don't start talking negatively to yourself about the fact that you're anxious. Just be aware of it. No criticizing or chastising or shoulding on yourself in regard to how you feel. Here's where the saying, "It is what it is," actually applies. Simply be aware of your current moment and of you in the current moment, sort of like you're an observer. Think of yourself as a reporter looking at yourself in the present moment. The commentary might go something like this. There sits Sally. She looks comfortable, sitting relaxed in her recliner, legs crossed, leaning slightly forward toward the screen she's watching. She appears content with the temperature of the room, wearing short sleeves and seeming neither warm nor cool. The thought bubble above her head indicates that she's actively participating in what she's listening to. See? Her thought, as broadcast in this imaginary thought bubble, says, "This is very interesting information. I feel calm, I'm relaxed, I'm curious, I'm present, I am aware." You get the idea. Mindfulness is simply living in the present and paying attention to what is. What difference does this make when it comes to eating, to losing weight, and to maintaining a healthy weight? I'll give you two different mindfulness situations specifically related to eating, and then we'll answer that question together. Cynthia comes home for lunch. She sits down on the couch to watch her favorite show. She turns on the television, and the program has just started. She runs to grab her lunch so she can multitask, eat lunch, and enjoy her program, both before she has to rush out the door and get back to work. She turns up the volume on the show so she won't miss anything, quickly runs into the kitchen, opens the fridge, opens the cupboards, grabs what she can find, and rushes back to the couch to catch her show. 30 minutes later, as the show ends, leaving her really frustrated because she doesn't know if that couple's going to get back together or not for the 135th time. She shoves those remaining chips in her fingers right into her mouth, crumples up the bag, and notices she's eaten the entire family-sized bag. "Oh well, I may as well trash it then," she muses, giving a moment's pause, wondering if that bag was full when she brought that into the room. She throws away her yogurt container, wraps up the little bit of cheese that remains in the block, realizing there's not even a single cracker left in that sleeve, just the empty wrapper. She thinks, no wonder I'm so full. On the way back to work, she starts thinking about her lunch. I can't believe I polished off that entire sleeve of crackers and most of that block of cheese. Not to mention all those chips. I just meant to eat my yogurt and have a few bites of cheese and crackers. I'm not going to meet my goals for healthy eating this way. She returns to work feeling sluggish and upset with herself, and her work reflects how she feels. The next day, Cynthia again comes home for lunch. That morning, she read an article on mindful eating and decides she's going to put into practice the tips that she had read. She carefully chose what she was going to eat: a single serving of low-fat Greek yogurt with plenty of protein, half a cup, which, yes, she measured, of fresh raspberries, a slice of turkey, and 1 slice of cheese. She puts the food on her plate, noting the variety of textures and colors on her plate. She feels grateful for having made those selections. She sits down, considers watching her show, but reminds herself she's recording it. She can watch it later when she's not eating. She takes the time to eat, making sure she puts down her utensils between every single bite. She chews that food carefully and slowly, noticing the flavors as she puts the food into her mouth. She takes small bites and actually thinks about how fortunate she is to have the variety of foods to choose from. Knowing that she loves sugar and sweets, Cynthia makes the decision to save the raspberries for the very last thing she eats. She thought about how much more enjoyable today's lunch was than yesterday's because she focused on tasting it. She felt really proud of herself for the choices that she made, and they were aligned with her goals for her ongoing health. So, being pleased with the selections she had made and impressed that she had gotten in a lot of protein as well as a variety of vitamins and nutrients, she drove back to work feeling emotionally peaceful and physically satisfied, and her work showed that as well. So given those two examples, do I really need to point out the benefit of making mindful food choices and opting to eat food in a mindful manner? Just in case, let me spell out a few of the benefits related to mindful eating. First, choosing what you eat helps prevent overeating. When you choose that variety of foods, you measure the portions, you get a balanced meal. It also improves your health. Refraining from eating those things mindlessly, like the chips she ate the day before and those crackers, it improves her health and keeps her from gaining weight. Weight loss and weight maintenance are definitely assisted with mindful eating because you pay attention to what you're choosing, to the portion sizes, and to feeling satisfied with what you ate. You do improve your health with mindful eating because when you chew your food slowly and you take small bites, it leads to better absorption of the nutrients into your body. Food is definitely more enjoyable when you pay attention to what you're eating. So when you taste the flavors, then you can enjoy them and pay attention to the textures. It leads to a much more satisfying eating experience. One of the most important aspects of mindful eating is the positive way that you feel about yourself when you make healthy food choices, when you eat mindfully, and when you enjoy your food. And the reason I say that this is one of the most important things is because of the ripple effect that this has. When you feel positive about yourself, when you're pleased because you make these good choices, because you put that healthy food into your body and you enjoy it, it develops all sorts of good selfies. Self-efficacy, meaning you can make good choices because you just did. Self-confidence, knowing you can feel satisfied eating foods that provide your body with the vitamins and nutrition that it needs. Increases your self-esteem, meaning you feel proud of yourself. And you show self-nurture, demonstrating that you can take good care of yourself. Improves your self-worth, recognizing I'm important enough to make these decisions for, and increases positive self-talk. Be sure to thank yourself for that great self-care. When you treat yourself well, when you have those kind thoughts about yourself, and when you feel positive, I can assure you that your other relationships will be improved as well. Why? Because when we're upbeat, we feel good about ourselves. We're more pleasant to other people. We are definitely more pleasant to be around. It's a win-win for sure. Seriously. There's not really all that much to eating mindfully, and it's certainly not magic. The issue is the doing it. Isn't that the case with a lot of things related to weight loss and keeping it off? You know so much about how to lose weight, and you do know how to keep it off. They say knowledge is power. I say knowledge is nothing more than knowledge, unless you do something with it. Knowledge is essential to make changes because it's awareness. Knowledge is awareness of the things you need to know. But once you have the knowledge and you put it into action, then you are very powerful. And then you own your journey. You feel a sense of power in relation to your weight loss and weight maintenance. Doing is what makes knowledge powerful. They also say when you know better, you do better. But I'm not sure I agree with that. You know why? Because I know that you know a whole lot about losing weight, and I know you know a whole lot about keeping that weight off. But just in case I'm wrong about that, you keep the weight off by doing the things it takes to lose the weight in the first place. You know better, but are you doing better? Knowing better doesn't lead to doing better. Doing better leads to doing better. I hate to point out the obvious here, but the bottom line in weight loss lies in the doing of those things we know we're supposed to do. You have the tools. If you are struggling to use the tools to do the work that needs to be done, then involve yourself with mentors, hire a trainer, get a therapist, see your nutritionist, or get a sponsor. Get whatever help you need to assist you in not only eating mindfully, but engaging mindfully, engaging fully in your life. Thanks for listening in. Until next time, I'm Dr. Connie Stapleton. Keep in mind, your health is your responsibility this day and every day.